you still want to get paid doing what you love. You still want the opportunity to save a lot of money, invest, be smart, take your time before you hit that workforce. You can play overseas. Now, how are you going to get there? If you're watching this right now, you probably won't be making it to the NBA. I'm sorry to tell you, man. I'm sorry to tell you. If I'm the first one to tell you, then so be it. I'll be the bearer of bad news. And this is coming from a professional basketball player. Let me explain. So outside of the obvious, right? The obvious is that the percentages say that you won't make it to the league, right? Because you have 537,000 high school players, right? And only 19,000 of those guys go on to actually play college basketball. Division I, Division II, Division III, NAIA. That's a 3.6%. Out of those 3.6, only 1% goes to the league. If you say, hey man, look, Dwayne, I don't like to live my life like that. You know, I can defy all odds and I'm going to be the anomaly. I'm right with you because that's how I live my life too. I don't live my life by numbers on the paper, right? So I'm the first one to be like, that doesn't define me. And don't get my message misconstrued. If you can go to the league, go to the league. By all means, have that as your goal. Write it down, put it up in your closet, walk past that piece of paper every day, and let that be your goal. However, I'm talking about from a more realistic point of view. Now, you might say, hey, man, look, who are you to say I can't go to the league? I've worked my whole life, right? Through the game of basketball, picked it up on my own. Nobody gave me a handout. Worked my way to be a scholarship player. Worked my way to be an overseas basketball player. Who am I to tell you that you can't go to the league? Well, guess who I am? I'm the guy that grew up with somebody that was bred, molded, and instructed step by step, right? He was part of the system. This is what I call the system. He was part of the NBA system, right? Childhood friend of mine. Just so happens that now he is not only an NBA player, he's an NBA All-Star. Let me tell you what he had to go through in order to get to that goal. Now, I can't tell you everything that he did, but I can tell you that he was living a completely different life than everybody else that wanted the same things. How many people ever heard of something called the 10,000 hour theory? The 10,000 hour theory says that if you practice anything for 10,000 hours, you will become a master of whatever skill it is, right? And obviously, when it comes to athletic things like sports, basketball, football, track, 10,000 hours in one sport is a lot of wear and tear on the body. So this 10,000 hour theory was introduced to me by my good friend. He said, Dwayne, if you want to be great at basketball, you got to play 10,000 hours. At the time, I was 12 years old. 12 years old. I couldn't even tell you how long it took to get 10,000. This kid said to me, I'm already at 6, 7. So by the time I'm a freshman, sophomore in high school, I'll be at 10. Then I went home. I said, wait, hold on. Where am I? Went home, did the math. I was at like 2, 3. Now, mind you, I'm a regular kid. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, area with a lot of people that look like me. I played a lot of basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, my life basically revolved around basketball, right? Basketball practices with a lot of different AAU teams. Pickup games with my friends, even playing with my siblings, one-on-one games. Like in school, I was a gym class all-star, you know what I mean, busting on my teammates' ass and doing all that stuff. Like I played a lot of ball for my demographic, right? For the kids that I grew up around, I was on the higher end of playing. Now, was it enough? Nah, it wasn't enough, right? It wasn't enough. And the craziest part is, how would I even have known that? There's no possible way for you to know that you're not doing enough if everybody that's surrounding you is doing the same thing and you're outdoing them. You understand what I'm saying? You need somebody that knows the process. You need somebody that was exposed to the system. If they didn't play in the system, they knew somebody that played in the system, so they can put you in the system at a young age. You got to start from 8, 9, 10. Thankful for me, I had a growth spurt at the right time. You know, I was 15 years old. I grew from being 6'1" to 6'6" in one summer, and I got freakishly athletic out of nowhere. I was a lucky one. Then after that, when I'm 16, 17, every coach wants to work me out. Every coach wants to put me through the system, and, you know, I was kind of a late bloomer. So if you catch on at 15, 16, you're still considered a late bloomer. You might hear this and say, yo, why are you doing this video, man? You crushing my dreams right now. Like, this is not what I want to hear. And shit, it might not be what you want to hear. However, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, because I'm here to tell you that you can still be a pro basketball player. Like I said, throw all the percentages outside, right? Because even if you look at what it takes to be overseas, only, I'll say 10 to 15% of college basketball players are gonna make it to the level of playing overseas. So it's still a very small percentage. It's a little bit bigger than the NBA, but it ain't the best. So if you taking percentages all the way out, let's do that. You can make it overseas because you don't have to be the tallest player, right? NBA, if you ain't 6'7" and plus, like it's gonna be long days for you. You don't have to be the strongest. You don't have to be the fastest. You should be one of the smarter players. Yeah, you should be one of the smarter players. But outside of that, physically, like, that's what I call a genetic lottery. If you 6'8" with a 40-inch vertical, you go into the league. If you're 6'10" with a 30-inch vertical, you're going to the league. I don't care what your game looks like. I don't care who coached you, what high school you went to. Trust me, you're going to the league. Now, for 99% of the human population, they will never see that height or that athleticism. So they're not going to hit the genetic lottery. If you don't hit the genetic lottery and you still want to travel the world, you still want to get paid doing what you love, you still want the opportunity to save a lot of money, invest, be smart, take your time before you hit that workforce and hit the workforce full-fledged, you could play overseas. Now, how are you going to get there? Right? That's the next question. Yo, Wayne, how you get there, man? You talking facts right now, but how I got to get there? The answer is simple. Instead of training for the level that you're on, train for the level that you want to be on. If you're in high school, your natural next goal is to be a college player. Watch college basketball. Train, do what the college basketball players are doing. Learn the system. Learn how defenses work. Learn how to move without the ball. Learn what the coaches are looking for a guy like you. If you are in college and you want to come overseas, you want to be a pro hooper overseas, you want to live that life, you know what I'm saying? Get to come home in the summer times and tell everybody, yeah, I play overseas. You want that life? Watch international basketball games. The Olympics just passed. That was a perfect opportunity for somebody to be exposed to different countries and their playing styles. I was watching the Olympics like, all these countries, they're playing the brand of basketball that the leagues that their country hosts plays. You understand what I'm saying? When I watched Serbia play, the team Serbia in the Olympics, they took Team USA down the wire. You guys all saw the game. That's exactly how the Serbian league goes, right? Tough wings, smart IQ basketball players, big men. They utilize big men, just like how they was using Jokic. Pass all the bigs over there, pass good, and they shoot threes. That's how it is over there in Serbia. Fast-paced, right? 94 feet. Playing defense on the point guard is 94 feet. Watch the level that you want to play on. And the most important thing is watch how players that play like you play when they're overseas. If you're 6'6" with a jump shot, you can watch Klay Thompson. You can watch Bradley Beal, but most of their stuff don't work overseas. So you want to watch a guy overseas that has your attributes, that looks like you. Watching Bradley Beal does nothing for your game overseas, I promise you. You're going to go over there and try to take 3-4 dribbles in a row, and they're going to put you right on the bench. So train for the level that you want to be on. And everything else, if you guys want some more insight on, exactly how to get over there and exactly the steps that you have to take to get an agent to notice you or whatever the case is, you guys leave it in the comments. Tap in with me. I'm dropping a lot of videos that's going to be teaching you guys how to go overseas, how to become pros, how to work on your game to build up your profile to make it to be a pro player. So go ahead, you guys like this video, comment on it, and subscribe to the channel. Y'all know what's up.